Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, the question is, why are rich people's problems your problems? Guess what? They're not. And I'm about to show you all about how we're going to make things happen now and in 2023. But we're going to look at some of the damages and why we're going to be able to take control and why you need to be disciplined over the next 2 years. Starting now, no time to waste. And welcome. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about solutions as usual because you never know what's going to happen except we can foresee the future. You need to tighten up your credit. We need you to tighten up and make additional streams of revenue, additional money. And some of you may be going, hey, I'm already working 12 hours a day, 16 hours a day. It's not going to cut it, ladies and gentlemen, for the majority of us OCs, in case you're new here, ordinary citizens. And please share the videos because I'm going to talk about car repossessions. We're going to talk about stock market going down. When I told you guys before, when the top 10 percenters mess up, what do? We're going to take advantage. But we have to get ourselves right first. So again, let's talk about it. Come along for the ride. And first, we're going to see that you can see that I'm at the SSN Nation. Stop Struggling Now YouTube channel page, podcast channel page. So please, again, share these videos. You never know who you're going to be able to help and who's looking for information. And again, if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel, click the all notification bell, and pay attention to our live streams Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights. Hopefully I'll see you there. Now, let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen, because we have a join button, because notice we have members. There's members here of the channel showing some support. And you hit the join button over here on the right-hand side. You receive special messages like today, members only videos specifically for members of the channel. They receive 1 or 2 videos per month. They receive special messages, and they can join me on any of our live streams, live on the screen if they would like, because they get the code under the community tab, and they have special offers and special emojis that come along throughout the year. So I want to thank all the members with the icons next to their name for being a member and the financial support. I appreciate it. Now, let's get to the fundamentals, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know what all the hoopla is about when the Federal Reserve is trying to increase interest rates, their interest rates, otherwise known as the federal funds rate, right now, it's leaning towards 4.25% to 4.5%. Some of you may be confused. You might be going, oh, hey, that's a great rate for me. Wrong. You can't get this rate more than likely, ladies and gentlemen. But if you have a business and you're on Wall Street, or you have stocks on Wall Street, you can borrow. If you're one of the Fed banks, like a Bank of America, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, you can go in and say, hey, can I get one of those 4.25% loans or lower? But if you're out here in the general public and you need loans for a home, a credit card, or any other type of loan, it's more than likely going to be more than 4.5%, more along the lines of add 3 percentage points to it, 2.5 percentage points to it. That spread is what they're making the difference on. Plus, down the road, they're making additional money because they can always adjust your loan. So the first lesson is, while the rich are out here bleeding, and some of you may not understand what that means. They're out here losing money due to the stock market, losing money because they own car dealerships or financing with cars where now people are defaulting. Now people aren't buying cars, getting loans because they don't have the job or the income because of inflation. That's right, they're messing up, which means you need a car that's going to be free and clear. But we're going to talk about all that. But let's get to the bleeding part first. This is what the stock market looks like today. It's going down again. This is 1929 to 1931, I believe. It's my opinion. If you have a different opinion, let me know how you think the stock market is going to go up when they're laying off people in December. As we speak, another few thousand people got laid off from high-paying jobs. And what I mean by high-paying jobs, did you know the majority of people in America make like $40,000, $45,000 a year? High paying job, wouldn't that be like double, maybe even triple? Those jobs are being lost, ladies and gentlemen, which runs our economy. Those are the people that have the extra disposable income where they're out here buying houses, they're out here buying cars, they're out here getting their credit cards that they have ungodly amounts of high credit limits and they're spending it. That makes the ecosystem, that little greenback that you have in your pockets, those little Benjamins, that's debt, ladies and gentlemen. You actually own debt. That ain't money, that's fake. It's debt. Once you understand that it's debt, how do you get it debt? When somebody buys a house, that is a loan. When you buy a car, most people get a loan. When you use your credit card, that is a loan. Therefore, they give you in return, they turn that into greenbacks, and you're going to go out here and buy bonds. Think about it. It's a wicked, wicked system, ladies and gentlemen. But these guys mess up because why? They're greedy. They don't want to share. So therefore, we have to step up. And here's the red. There's blood in the streets, ladies and gentlemen. But don't get excited just yet, in my opinion. Remember what I was saying. 1929 to 1930. Stock markets would go up for a week. People would jump back in, meaning the population would be buying those stocks at the 5 to 10% increase for the week. And then these guys dropped the hammer and said, thank God we got rid of these. We made 10% in a week or two. And now who's holding the bag? Ordinary citizens. As this thing sinks down a little bit further, when it comes back down minus 10 to 15%. And they do this over time. I expect that to happen. And it's been happening all year, just like I've been telling the members of this SSN Nation about it all year long. And it continues. I would not be surprised if these things go down another 10% in the next month or two because interest rate increase coming up in the next 60 days. Now, notice this. Dow drops 400 points. They need a catalyst. Remember that fake fool's gold? That's right. Mr. Cool mentioned it on the live stream. It was the fool's gold yesterday when the stock market went up like 200 or 300 points, making people believe, oh, it's going to be a Christmas rally. No, ladies and gentlemen, let these rich people lose. You don't have nothing to do with this. Top 10% of the wealthiest own 89% of the stock market. So if the stock market's going down, you should just be going hip, hip, hooray. That's all you should be doing and plotting and planning along with the SSN Nation to say, where's my entry point? What should I be buying right now? Dividend stocks high on the rise? That's what's happening. Now, let's continue with the bad news for the rich. Dow Jones, NASDAQ, S&P 500, the stocks 50, minus 8% year to date on Dow Jones. NASDAQ, minus 31.5%. S&P 500, minus 18.63% for everybody on podcast. Stocks, minus STOXX 50, ladies and gentlemen, STOXX 50. Minus 9.92%. That is major. If you have any significant amount of money, can you imagine that your portfolio, you have it diversified where you have a few funds in the Dow Jones, a few stocks or ETFs or something on the NASDAQ and a few on the S&P 500, and you have, let's just say, something crazy like, I don't know, $10 million, and you look at it and you're like, that says 8.5. That says 8.3 million. That says $8 million. I think you might start panicking a little. And especially when the stocks continue to go down, now you have to make other moves. You either might say, well, let me sell because I had a nice ride over the last 10 years. Or you might be saying, I'll just hold it. It'll come back up later. Now, if that's the option that you pick, then you got to buy now at the lower price, right? Dollar cost averaging is what everybody's taught. except not here in the SSN Nation. We talk about it, but if you believe stocks can go down a little bit further, then it makes no sense to do DCA. Again, I'm going to use the Tesla moniker because lately that's been in disarray. It was just 150 3 days ago. It was 139 2 days ago. It was 137 yesterday. And today, look at this. And you have people out here been DCAing all the way down from 300 after the split. And here it is past 60%, 65% decline. But yet, because they tell you to do DCA, now look where you're at. You could have bought 2 for 1 if you would have just waited. In fact, 2.5, well, pretty close to 2.5 for 1. Now, they're messing up. You're sitting on the sidelines, stacking your cash, getting your passive income ready for 2023 because you're going to be in a buyer's frenzy for homes in the second half. You're going to be sitting here saying, hey, what about all those cars, trucks, boats, RVs, whatever you dream of? Those are liabilities. You're going to be picking them up, ladies and gentlemen. So just keep in mind, while they have to get rid of their stuff, you are going to be able to take advantage. It's not your problem. You just need to take advantage of assets, and vehicles aren't assets, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, unless you're using it to rent them out or something like that. Now, let's get into something that's going to make you money. I'm just simply using, here's what Market Watch tells you. This is what they want you to see. All right? This is literally, I put in, let me see what it was. It was the 11 highest yielding dividend stocks that are Wall Street favorites for 2023. This is what they put out there for you, ladies and gentlemen. They're telling you these are the best ones. Now, I'm going to show this because I want you guys to see. I've talked about Energy Transfer before, ET. We talked about this. We talked about Dividend Energy. We talked about energy companies. There's nothing wrong with energy companies. All right? So if you like a 9% yield, that's where they want you to go. But for 9%, I can just do a Dow Jones like a Q. I can just do SQQ if I want to mess around. Oh, that's shorty. I can do a QQQ if I want to. All right? I mean, I can just pick Dow if I want to just get the index and get 8 or 9% generally year over year. Like next year, it's probably going to be positive. But if you want dividends, this is passive, ladies and gentlemen. That's an ET. That's the ticker symbol. Then we have, this is not any particular order, but I'm going to skip around. Redwood Trust. This is going to be real estate. More than likely, I'm not familiar with Redwood Trust, but it's at 13.45% at today's price, which is around $6.80. All right. Energy Transfer, $11.68. See, this is where they're taking their money out of the stock market and they're putting it into bonds that may be earning 1 year, 2 years at 4%, where it's safe. Treasury bonds I'm referring to. That makes it nice and safe for you, ladies and gentlemen. But again, some of us go, well, if inflation is 7 or 8%, then therefore, what good does it make us to get a bond for 4%? That's the thinking, right? So therefore, opportunity knocks on dividend investing, the rush to the dividend stocks, because if I can get 13.45% annually on my money, I'm happy. I'm going to skip around. 11.9% is another. KKR Real Estate Finance Trust. Do your own due diligence. KREF is the symbol. 11.9%, right? That's not bad. Look at this. Another. Ares Capital, BlackRock Capital, 10%. Both are 10.25% is BlackRock. That's TCPC. And then we have 10.45% Ares Capital Corp. Well, see, this is what they want you guys to know about. But if you're here in the SSN Nation, see us here on the live streams, then you know what happens, right? You know what happens, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to talk to you about it. Me and you. Come on, stay with us here. Why don't you go look at AGNC? That's right. These are going to be some REITs. Do your own due diligence. Make sure this is what you want to do. But this makes your money liquid. Down below in the description, if you haven't already gotten your brokerage account, then you need to get Robinhood or Webull only because they give you free shares of stock. The links are down below. Please use those. Now, after the free shares of stock, I'm showed you on the screen what we're talking about with these REITs. But how about AGNC? That's right, everybody on podcast. A is in Apple, G is in George, N is in Nancy, C is in Charles. Okay, you don't like the REITs, but you like that 13%, right? How about this, or 14%, right? You want some more? How about you get a little bit more? How about we move it up? How about we move up to 18% with the REIT? ORC, Orchard Capital. 18% is not on the list though, is it? That's right, you're damn right it's not on the list. All right, how about IEP? Oh yes, an Icon, Carl Icon Enterprises. That's a diversified portfolio ETF fund. Go check it out. How about 17.5% return on dividend money annually? What do you think about that, ladies and gentlemen? All right. So I just had to get you on the screen so you can see it. So it's right here. We don't have to go look it up. This is what we talk about on the live streams. You guys can actually ask questions. You can go over it. But again, do your due diligence. You want some more? Hey, LUMN. How about that? Technology, telecommunications. How about that for everybody on podcast? L is in Larry. U is in underwear. M is in Mary. N is in Nancy. There you go. How about all that, ladies and gentlemen? Now let's get back to it as that brief interlude so you guys understand. You don't see anything on this screen. I don't see anything. Oh, wait, nothing above 13.45%. That's the Redwood Trust Inc. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. So I just wanted to show you that. And look at this right here. Here's Wells Fargo, the Federal Reserve banking friends out here screwing the general public once again. Why? Ladies and gentlemen, they realize they're going to be short on money. They took your money. They can just spend it and do whatever the hell they want with it. When you go deposit your money in Wells Fargo Bank, you go to the bank and say, hey, can I get my money out? I need that 15 G's. They go, oh, I'm sorry, Eric. You got to come back. And, well, can you make an appointment here? It could be, wait, we can't get you in until another 3 or 4 days. Excuse me? Again, ladies and gentlemen, and don't be surprised when banks close. So you should not be leaving your money in a bank. And I don't know why you would, because what are you earning? 1%, 2%, 3% maybe? It doesn't really matter at this point. What does matter is that you're liquid. Because if your money gets hemmed up, like millions of people have already, that's under the radar, then therefore you're going to have a problem if you say, hey, man, I want to invest in something. That's how they get you, ladies and gentlemen. After they get hemmed up, they make sure you're hemmed up so you can't make moves. So that's why you got to make yourself liquid or some way to have passive income rolling in here. Stay tuned for tomorrow or later on the day. There's going to be another video talking about the #1 business opportunities in 2023. And lots of you know all about it, but this is passive income from a one-time investment. Now, I just want to point out here, this 1.7 billion over multiple years that harmed over 16 million consumer accounts. I've been telling you guys, okay, if you're new here, I've been telling people here in the SSN Nation, this happened to me in the 1980s from Bank of America and Wells Fargo, where I went in my bank and people did not believe me back then. When I went in my bank after depositing a few $1,000s in my bank account, I go back in a week or 2 or 3 and I find out, hey, what's going on? Where's my money? And they're just like, what do you mean? They've been doing this, I don't know how long, but it first happened to me in the 1980s from 2 separate banks. This money disappearing out of accounts, them stealing, all of this. Harmed over 16 million consumer accounts. This has been ongoing, and there wasn't any Consumer Financial Protection Bureau of what they have now. They had different rules, but hey, my money didn't come back. They had to throw me out of both banks, called the police and everything, didn't provide no proof. I showed them proof and still said no. Go to court, the banks are king. That's why they do this crap right here. Here it is, repeat offender. They don't care. They do this all the time. They don't care about that. They're siphoning off billions of dollars from you anyhow. They don't care about, what is this, 3.7 billion? That's it. After they stole probably 30 billion. They don't care about these fines. This is penny ante crap. All right, I'm just upset when I start talking about this so you can see it for yourself. These guys, hey, just like I said, why are rich people's problems your problems? This is their problem. This is not our problem. This is why you don't keep your money in the bank. All right? Now, let's get into the other thing. You're out here thinking, oh, I got to be a hot shot. Let me go down here and get this car and spend all this ridiculous amount of money. Well, that's fine. That's your choice. But now you have a loan and you're going to have to pay for that thing. And when they lay you off, when you don't have enough of the extra streams of revenue, these guys are coming out here trying to get your cars. Now, I want to say this right here. Wells Fargo, if you had a loan with them, they were doing illegal vehicle repossessions. A person might have been 1 month late. They're out there stealing their car. All right? If your car is gone, that affects your job instantly. That affects your life instantly if you don't have another vehicle. So now you understand why a free and clear car that might cost you $5,000 is worth more than a car that you might have to pay for 6. Oh, wait a minute. They have these 7-year, 8-year. Well, if you're getting a Lambo or something like that, it could be a 10-year note. So people are out here with this long term. And if there's a downturn in the economy like now and you lose your job, you could have been paying for 5 years. And then they come and repossess it illegally. Wells Fargo is not the only one, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me. All right. There's some people probably with Allied right now where they're coming doing that crap too. There's a lot of this going on and you can't do nothing about it. All right. Just think about that. Okay. So don't put yourself in that position. You don't want liabilities that you're going to have to pay for. You really want things free and clear. So don't be upset when somebody goes, oh yeah, your car's 10 years old. Your car's 15 years old. Your car is whatever. It doesn't matter. If it's free and clear, your liability has limited. Plus you're not paying anything monthly. And now you can use that money to, for your disposable income. I'm showing you this is why the economy goes up. Okay. Notice this is 2020. All right, Q3 of 2021. This is loans. This is up to over 1 point. No. We're going to see on the next page. I believe it's 1.5 trillion. All right, we're going to find out. But look at this right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is incredible. This is like at least 1.3, 1.4 billion in loans. Now, let's go get the actual numbers over here because I'm going to show this right here first. Subprime auto loan bond delinquency rate, 5.13%. Now, if you know there's millions of cars on the road and you get 5% of those and somebody starts going, well, wait a minute, could that be 5 million cars? Could that be 8 million cars? Yes, it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's how many. And all those cars that have been bought in the last 3-4 years are going to be sitting somewhere hidden that you don't know about. Just like right now, all these cars are sitting in warehouses, in fields that people don't know about it except for a few select, probably 1 million or less people where they're able to go out there and pick up brand new cars for damn near 50, 60% off. But they're not going to tell you that. All right. So keep this in mind. Now is the time for us to take advantage of it as ordinary citizens. All right. Once you guys understand this, here we are right here. $1.5 trillion, ladies and gentlemen. This goes through July 2022. So clearly it's probably at 1.5, 1.6 right now. So just giving you an idea, that is how much debt there is just in the car market. Student loans, guess what? It's almost the same amount, $1.5 trillion. This is where the economy is created. Are you not getting this? Here's the trillions of dollars, ladies and gentlemen. Total debt balance is $16 trillion as of September 2022. And after this Christmas, y'all are out here spending another $1 trillion in debt. This is going to be probably 18 trillion soon as it ends the year. This is September and it increases. So again, do not make these mistakes. Rich people's problems are not going to be your problems. You're going to be able to pick up the pieces. Now, pay attention to new videos that's going to be dropped. I don't care if it's Christmas time. The manufactured holiday, it works when you have the children, but luckily for me, they're older. So therefore, Christmas isn't what it used to be in the household, so I don't have to worry about, hey, how do they feel about not getting gifts or what type of gifts you have to give, but you got to give something normally, right? Just to do it in the spirit, but some people say, hell no, I'm not. Why should I be out here spending an extra few $1,000s or tens of thousands of dollars in some cases for things that I could buy anytime during the year and get them on clearance after Christmas? Think about what's going to happen after Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the little bonus gift you should be giving to yourself, going, hold on. What difference does a day really make? And by the way, for everybody that's the religious guys, I just want to say one thing, and everybody that believes Christmas is on December 31st because the three wise men showed up, or December 25th. It was not December 25th, if that makes you feel any better. So if you want to create Christmas and say it was December 28th, hey, go for it. But then you get to get all the clearance stuff on December 26th that people spent 50% more, 30% more for. Now you get it for less. Change your mindset, ladies and gentlemen. Christmas is different. Family affairs, being together with people that you love. That should be part of the Christmas experience. I'm just giving you some things to think about when it comes to money. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I know this was a little bit long, but hey, sometimes I overdo it, and this is one of those times. I just wanted to tell you once again, rich people's problems, why they are not your problem. You need to concentrate on yourself. It doesn't matter what somebody's doing on Instagram, the TikTok, Facebook. It doesn't matter what somebody's doing on YouTube. You don't need to worry about any of that showboating stuff. All you have to do is say, hey, wait a minute. I need assets. Where's the assets at? If you're not telling me about assets, then forget about all the rest. And that's what we do here in the SSN Nation. So come along for the ride for 2023, because it's Buy a Home 2023. That's what's coming up. And 2 number 1 business opportunities are going down. A set it and forget it for one of them. And the second one is another licensed, regulated companies that both are. And you get to make passive income and residual income. And there's nobody stopping you. No barriers to entry. And with all that said, please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. And that's why I have to make these videos every now and then, just to remind you guys, rich people's problems, why they're not your problem. You need to make sure, who cares if the stocks are going down? Who cares if home prices are going down? Who cares if cars are going down and car prices and cars don't sell? Who cares about any of that? That does not matter on the scale that you need. You need to figure out, hey, wait a minute. Do I have a job? Am I secure? Do I have my money that I have access to? Am I starting a business? What am I doing to create more streams of revenue? Because the government ain't stopping. No, they're not stopping. They're printing more money, ladies and gentlemen. That makes inflation occur. Don't let them fool you. Just because they go up and down with interest rates, that's not it, ladies and gentlemen. They can do that all day, every day. They can go down to 2%, but they're printing money on the back end, devaluing the dollar. This is why the prices of everything have to increase. They're actually working against you. So now, if you know that, then you need to put yourself in position and stop going out here getting credit. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. I know I'm sounding like Dave Ramsey right now, but in reality, I'm not really, because we're going to use credit. But I'm just saying, overall, you don't need that dead weight from cars that go down in value, from credit card that you're buying liabilities. You don't need none of that. What you need credit for is something that's going to return you passive income, residual income, some sort of profits from a business. That's where your money needs to go, borrowed, and use it for that. And that's what we're going to be doing. 2024, you can already start right now in 2023 if you check out some of the videos. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.